This is just too. I'll try the white one. This looks to me like a level one, a level two, and a third
Mm-hmm.
rise. This looks to me like
Mm-hmm.
a level one, level two, and a third rise.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
uh, coming from following where we've come from, the daily down to H4, it
Mm-hmm.
looks like this is where I always get it messed up. But even the down down move here, where you said we had 1.5 top, this looks to me like a 1, 2, and we came 3 before we did this reset. So my level counting has been giving me challenges, and I guess this is where I miss it the most. Um, what could I be missing there?
Right. That is a very, very important question. Um, because it does affect a lot of people, right? I'll try and explain it so everyone can understand, right? So when you are counting your levels, we count our levels from the H1 time frame, right? Um,
Okay.
the H1 time frame will give us clear levels because from H1 time frame, one level is equals to 1 day. All right. Now, if I come to D1 like this and say count your levels, right? This is going to be
Yeah.
my first. I'm just giving an example, right? This would be my second. This would be my third, right? Now, this
Yeah.
whole move is so big to a point that within the same move, you'll find probably 9 or 18 or 36 levels from the H1. So when you treat higher time frames, do not treat them as smaller time frames. So on higher time frames, what we are looking for is clear moves away from the peak. That's all we're looking for on higher time frames. All right. So on a high consolidation, push two, consolidation, push three into a new consolidation. We are looking at big pushes away from certain zones. All right. We are
Okay.
not
Okay.
looking for um one level equals to 1 day, blah, 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 blah. No, 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 no. We're not looking for that. We're looking for big pushes away from that zone. So now, the reason why I was counting the levels the same way here on H4, it's because one level, all right, on H1 is equal to, sorry, 3 levels on H1 is equal to one level on H4, all right? So that means this whole move up is 1 on H4, all right? This
Yes.
whole
Okay.
move down is 1 on H4. Same applies with all that you're seeing here. This whole move is equals to 1, this is equals to 1, this is equals to 1. You get
Yeah.
the sense
Yeah.
now? So, for things to be easier for you, right? Always trade. Okay, now when I say always, I'll be putting a disclaimer, all
Okay.
right? It's not always. Now, and check the direction on D1, all right? Analyze current price on H4. Check where we are on H1 and then find entry on M15 or M5, depending on whatever time frame you want to use. You get the sense now. So on D1, you're just checking the overall direction. Where is the market going? On H4, you're analyzing what is the current price doing, because D1 information is not going to help you to know what the current price is doing. It's just too much information. It will take days, all right? But H4 will tell you what's the current price and what's going on for that particular week, all right? Then check where we are. Where exactly are we? Now, that's when you have to count your levels on H1, all right? I know some people get obsessed with counting levels on H4 and they're like, I don't really get what's going on here. But count your levels always on H1. Now, going back
Okay.
to
Okay.
what I wanted
Thank you.
to explain to you so you can see what I'm talking about, right? The dealer formed a peak on H4. Now, this whole peak, if you look at it from H1, you find that this whole move here is actually a whole ADR move, and that is a whole level on H1, a consolidation on H1. But on H4, it looks like it is a nice W. So the way you are counting levels is very correct, but you need to do it only on 1 hour time frame for it to make sense. Don't do it on the 4 hour, because if you do it on the 4 hour, you would think, this is a V peak and this is not a second leg. The market moved 3 levels. That is 100% correct, but on H1, not H4. All right. If I come here and say that is my W, or I want to include this as well, it doesn't matter. This whole drop on H1 is a whole level on H1, but I will not say, okay, this is a whole drop, so my peak is like this. No, on H4, it's a different scenario, but on H1, it is a whole move. Now, we're going to go to H1 so that I show you exactly what I mean. So we formed a peak here and we pushed 1, all right? Now, after pushing 1, those are 3 levels on H1, the way you counted them. But on H4, we just call it 1 level, all right? Or 1 clear move away from the peak. So we pushed 1. After pushing 1, we pushed back, all right? And then we formed a new peak. Now, remember what I said. When you see things like this, it means they are doing something on a bigger time frame. So that's why we went to D1 and we found out that D1 had a very nice W. All right. And what did the dealer do? The dealer then moved 1 because they moved 1 and they came back to the same range. So that 1 is as good as -1. That's why people make a mistake when counting levels. That's how I count levels. I mark that as -1. Then I start from here now, and then I say 1. Now, this being my first level, I'm into a consolidation. Now I see 2. All right. Because we have broken the previous high, and we are now forming a whole new different price. Now that tells me we have moved away from that zone. Even if we open the market this week, I know the market will open from here. There's no way it will open from there, right? It will open from here. Now I know we have moved level 2. And I don't know about the consolidation because we're not there yet. We are on H4, so I can't tell where exactly am I, but I can tell that this is what the current market price is doing. So that's how you need to treat um your time frames. On D1, I saw that we formed a nice W and we are on a buy. And then I'm here on H4. H4 is telling me that, oh, you pushed 2 levels, but that doesn't mean that I can just click on a buy straight away. I need to go to H1 and find where exactly am I at that current time. All right. Because remember, D1 can buy, H4 can buy, H1 can sell, 15 minutes can sell until those other 2 smaller time frames align with bigger time frames. We are not taking any trade, right? This is to also explain why some people thought. I saw some people with their messages on WhatsApp and whatever saying, oh yeah, now gold is gonna drop for the whole month, whatever it is. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, okay, nice. Reason being, this is where all the confusion is, and we'll get back to it, right? Right. So I put my box there because I wanted to see, like, we are retesting the neck. Which one is the neck of D1? That there is your D1 neck. All right. If I put a box on it and go back to D1, there, that's your neck there. That's what we are retesting right there. And then we moved up. We broke the previous high and we are sailing off. All right. Going back to H4, that's how things look like. Going back to H1, let's see what H1 did. All right. Now, I know some of you might see this on the 200 EMA and be tempted to think, oh yeah, maybe it is a reset. This is not a reset. One thing that you need to know, if you remember very correctly, if a dealer gives you a peak, all right, he can give you a very, very nice consolidation on level 1. Go to level 2 and just starts doing this before he moves into level 3. That's why we always say level 2 is choppy like level 3. Level 3 is even worse because that's the peak. It's always choppy like level 3. The dealer will work that place so many times until you get confused, until you feel like, you know what, I'm not taking this anymore. It is no longer a buy. This is now a sell. And this is the reason why I sent a message after the news and I said, I'm I'm waiting to see what price is going to do soon after the news, because I knew that you have given me a peak formation, fair enough. You have pushed one level into a consolidation, which is good. You have pushed second level into a consolidation, which is even good. Now, I haven't seen the third move, all right? And I'm like, now you're starting to sell on me, all right? And you're selling going back like as if this is a peak. And people often get confused. And do you know why the dealer did that? I'll show you. Remember what we said. This is the reason why I always target previous highs and lows, blah, blah, is my TPs. Look at this. Exactly right there. This is where the dealer started to show signs of a sell. And everybody was like, yeah, now the market is selling because they are looking at a smaller picture and not a bigger picture. I was even watching a YouTube of someone analyzing gold, and he was like, he did analyze very well. And he was like, oh yeah, gold is on a sell. That's when I was like, now we back to Tifa, and they were like, I see a sell here, and of which it was good because they did catch the sell, but I felt like you're only catching a small move. There's actually a bigger move that is coming. All right. So the market will always react in highs and lows, blah, blah, blah. And this is exactly what happened here. Now, so if someone sees 1, 2, all right, let me just mark it. If someone sees 1, 2, and we're back there, they will put 20 lots and be like, we're going to sell. And that's very good. The market sells, gets here, market pulls back, and they're like, we've got news. Definitely, we're testing the neck of that M, all right, whatever it is. Then the market aggressively goes down, and they're like, yeah, yeah, we're going to make a killing this time. Let's keep on holding. And I know I saw someone saying, let's hold. I do see some of these things as well and watch videos, to learn something new. Someone said, yeah, keep holding. And that's how the story ends. You
Core
hold,
position.
yes, you add positions, you get to this point, and then I'm looking at it, I'm like, but still, I still haven't seen at that level. All right. if the market is going to move the market maker's way, give me a third level. Without a third level, I'm not agreeing with you. This is the reason why I will show you other pairs as well, because it's going to be the same way on all different pairs, all right? Then the dealer started buying. Now, some people see an M with a test in the neck, different variations in strategies. That's not wrong. You can get your pips. That's nice. But I start to see a W, and the dealer closes the market from there, all right? And that squeeze in the market at the end of the day, let me try and zoom it. Right. The squeeze in the market, I'll remove this box that I put in. So the dealer ends the day there, squeezing the market to make it feel like your position is safe. The new one that you put in is also safe. All right. And you're all right. And then what does it do the next morning? Gives you 3 candles to the low within the Asian session. Now, if you are here, you are in very good profit. There, I don't even speak. We're in excellent profit. All right. Then the market starts to buy on you. But the way it buys, it gets to that position. Now look at how he respects highs and lows. Gets to that position, he starts to slow down. All right, starts to slow down. And then you're like, the market is big. But I don't think they're really going. And what does it do? It just gives you a bigger candle to match that high. All right. And then you're like, but maybe you'll come back. The next candle, because he has accumulated enough sell orders, the next candle will make sure that it will take out as many stop losses as it can. All right. And that candle will be so aggressive, not even news, just aggressive candle. It will go all the way up. And when it gets there, he gives you that new candle there to give you hope that, yeah, we might come back down. So when you're watching these candles, you need to see that, okay, this is exactly what the dealer is gonna do. And you're just watching, all right? And then it starts to pull back. Now, in the middle of the night when everybody is sleeping, it starts to work out to close the market right there, all right? Now, when I come in the morning and I just see, all right, now I've seen level 3, okay? Because we have broken that previous high. So what am I expecting? Now I am expecting the dealer to form a peak. Where is it going to form a peak? I do not know. Why? Because there is no current price like the one that gold has reached on the left-hand side. So I can't really tell. If maybe there was a previous high or whatsoever, I could at least say, oh yeah, gold has reached that high. They probably it's gonna do this. But at the moment, I do not know either. We just wait and see what the market will do. So this week we need a peak, and then we sell off that peak. Now, that means, remember time frame blending. That means on the bigger time frame, which is D1, if we are going to sell, how long are we going to sell? All right. Remember, we said this is a buy. Is there anything else that tells us it's a sell? No. This is a buy from D1. That's the analysis, right? It is a buy. You can see it, it's a buy. So it means if we see a peak, that peak should give us a reset at some point in time. Is the reset going to be on H4? I don't know. Is it going to be on H1? I don't know. But we want to see price pull back so it can gain momentum to go further up. So we might expect another 3 more levels on H1. I do not know. We will see. But what I do know is the dealer will come back to the previous high. I'm just going to use a box. The dealer will definitely come back to the previous high. So he will definitely probably sell and then buy. Now, I'm going to put this somewhere here so we can see it on H1 somewhere here. Is there anything interesting that we see on H1? Oh, no, man. It's longer and longer. But I'm going to put it here. Now let's go to H1. Oh, man. Right. So this is ideally where it's exactly on the previous highs. So this is ideally where I expect the dealer to come down. Now, this is what I think will happen. All right. The 50 EMA will follow price because it needs to catch up. So it will follow price. All right. Just like the 13 EMA. Form a peak, whether they will continue buying and then form an M, whatever, I do not know. All right. But all I know is I need a peak. Okay. So it will follow. So I'm expecting this guy to be around that area by the time we come back for him. I expect him to be around that area. Then I can buy because D1 is a buy. But H1 at the moment, we expect a sell because we've seen that third level push. And I will emphasize this over and over again, guys. All right. Number one, news is there to complete trends. Number two, news is there to induce traders. I don't know how many times I can say this. If you are not comfortable trading news, don't trade news. If news find you in the market and you feel like your position is not in a favorable spot, get out. If you feel like news is well too far away, then yeah, fair enough. You can oh, okay. If you feel like you're too far away, or maybe you're somewhere right here in your entry, and then you have your stop loss somewhere here, because obviously you need a stop loss. Yeah, fair and fine. Just keep holding as long as you haven't seen to that level. Don't be intimidated by the market to think that, no, I think this is what the market is going to do. That's not what it will do. All right. Now, I don't want to stay too much on gold because last time we stayed too much on gold and ended up the meeting on gold. Now, let's move on to the other pairs. I'll give you, for instance, we were trading GPP card. I'm sure some of you saw um, a, a video on this one. Oh, the market has already opened. Nice. I'm sure some of you saw a video on this one on YouTube, and it is the same scenario. You saw one consolidation, you saw your second level into consolidation, and again, news candles, guys, news candles. I don't know how many times I'll say this, news candles. Don't be intimidated by news, especially if you feel the market hasn't finished what it started. Just keep waiting. All right. This is where I bought my GPP card. I had a position there. I took another one there. The reason being, when I saw them pull back to the same low there, I'm like, well, I got you. And I took my buy there and went to bed, slept. When I woke up, we were sitting around somewhere there. And the dealer will always react to previous highs. Look at that there, how it starts to form smaller candles. And those are still intimidating, but you can tell that this here and that is a very small gap. So I'm still expecting a very huge move, all right? So I will not let the dealer intimidate me. I will hold. And look at what he does. He keeps on moving. And I'm expecting him to interact with that high there. So what am I expecting? I want those candles to reach there. I want them to reach there before they form a peak. That's how it is. Now, what is it going to do? It's going to form a peak as well, just like the other pairs. right? I said I'm gonna be running so that we cover as much pace as we can, and then I'll also open up for questions. All right. Same pair again, Euro GBP. Remember, I posted this even on Telegram. Peak, guys. This is a peak. Take it. All right. It didn't even take the previous highs. This peak was good, formed your first drop and came into a level. It formed your second drop. And what did the dealer do? Corrected and came right back there. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, interesting. And why? News. Again, so you have your sell position right there. You are safe. Okay, you're safe. And he gives you news. And what does he do after that? He starts selling, bro. He starts selling and sells and sells. He gets to that low. He starts gives you small candles. What does he do? He sells again and ends the day right there. Now, that is my 2. This being my 1. All right. This is no longer my 2 because you've gone back. So you've canceled it. That becomes my 2. Now, what am I expecting? I expect an aggressive drop. Now, this part here is my 2, right? This part here is my 3. But because it is very small, I expect the market to drop as low as 800 EMA there. Now, where do picks form? Some picks form at 800 EMA. All right. If you have any questions, please let me know. Like I said, I want us to cover as much pairs as we can. All right, so that it will be easier during the week when I start to say I'm thinking of selling this. And again, not all of my opinions are right.
Okay,
Sometimes I may be
Coach,
wrong.
can
Yes.
we look at G-Chef and Coach, you are the best. Let me repeat that again. I'm not missing words. Yesterday, we, your mentee, we also did something similar, and I'm not surprised because the son of a lion is a lion. So we did perfectly well. We analyzed this thing, so that means we are getting it right. So just help us to look at shape because we have varieties of different opinion on the G-shape. All this, we got it right
This one.
according. Yeah, G-shape. Yeah, that's it. So
Okay.
please help us. Yesterday we analyzed. I see this as level 1. I see this as level 1. Then they move into ranging, and I said I will not count this as my level 2 because there's no clear move there. This is my clear move here, which is my level 2 here. So, and I said I'm still expecting them to give me a good push. But in another way, where some people were having a kind of rubbing of mind that they might come here, that they have already counted their level 3, that they will do a reset to continue. I said I will only accept that. I will only accept that if I have seen a clear move. That is when I will accept that they will come here, but I've not seen a clear move. And we went to H4. Can you take us to H4, please?
H4, okay.
Yeah. So on H4, we looked at this. I said if I want to look at H4, we can say this is a whole move. But me, this is 1 and this is 2 here. But to me, I will never count this one because they are still around the same place with level 3. So this is my own first movement. So that was what, and I said, okay, when mentor comes, it will give us more clear this thing. That was what gave us more this thing by this.
Okay.
So let me hear from the boss of bosses himself.
All right. So the answer I will give you is you are both correct. All right. You are both correct. All we need is price to show us whether the other opinion is correct or not. Because I've got 2 opinions too, and they're just the same as what you guys think. Number 1, all right, let me use clear boxes, all right? So that you tell me that this is exactly how you guys did it. So you guys say this is your peak, right? And then
Yes.
you said this is your first move.
Yes.
And then you said this is a consolidation. And then you said this is a whole move, right?
Yes. Yes.
Right. You are both correct. Why am I saying that? You are correct in the sense that, before I wrap this, you are correct in the sense that this is not clear, right? There's no clear defined price in the middle here, okay?
Yes.
Now, this, if I was you, this is what I am going to do. Because I see the 800 EMA on site, all right? There is a possibility that this might or might not be a peak, or there's a possibility they might form a peak a little bit higher than that. And the 800 EMA being the 400 on 200, that might also even solidify that this could be a peak, right? But we don't know at this stage. Other chef pairs can also help us with that. So what do I do? All right. I'll have two variations in my book. Number one, I'm at second level. Number two, I'm at third level. How? All right. If you are, let me pull this chart to the left. First things first that you see is a peak. Okay. I see a peak formation there. This is the other guy's variation, right? And then I see something like that. And then I say, all right, now I've seen my first level. Okay.
Okay.
And then I move to the next day and the market comes back down. And I'm like, looks like I'm still in the same area. And then I buy the following day. And then I'm like, yeah, these to me are more or less equal highs. So that's still my first level. The following day, and this is what happens. The market stays in one place. Then I'm like, okay, that's a consolidation for me. I've got level one, right? And then I see that move there. Now, that move becomes my level two, right? But the dealer came back down.
Okay.
So I'll hold my thought and say, that can be my level two because he pulled back on me, all right? The following day, I'm holding, and then the dealer comes back there. Then I say, oh, sorry. Then I say, this is now my two. Then what does the dealer do the following day? He comes back down again, right there. Now, this is why I said both opinions work in the sense that this looks like to be more or less in the same range,
Thank
right?
you, Coach.
With the previous low. So it's hard for me to then say, this is my level two, because I'm not seeing a clear move away from that level. I'm seeing the market coming back, chopping in the same place. So I'll hold my thought, and then the next thing I see a buy. Then I say, okay, because the market keeps on playing around with me, I'm going to put this as my second level. All right? Because this is a clear move. Then the next thing, we are now at 800. So what I will do is, this is what I'll do. I'll have both opinions. I'll put this as my second level only for one reason. That reason being that this low right here is fairly higher than the previous lows, right? Than these two lows right here. That's the only reason why I would give an assumption that
Okay.
this could be a second level. So I'll just hold it there. Remember, we said we do not move the market. We act on the information that we are given.
Yes.
So I'll just hold my thought there and say, okay, this could be my second level right there. Oh, sorry. With those two Asian boxes right there. More like a pullback. This drop is more like a pullback to that level, and then we get level 3. So I'll hold both thoughts, and then what will I do? I will then wait to see what price will do in this area, number 1. Number 2, I will also wait to see what price will do on the other chief pairs. Now remember, you will not always be left out. What the dealer will do is, if he decides to sell, he will always pull back before he takes off. All right? So that will give you a clear direction as to where exactly you are in the market. So that's a very good one. And usually pairs like these, that's how I do them. I will say, okay, I've got a 2 there, 2 levels only, or 3 levels. I'm not sure. So what am I going to do it this time around? I'll just leave this pair and let it move. I want it to show me the peak formation or that third push, then before I take on it. So I would advise you, leave it.
Coach, can you go to D1, sir?
All right.
Because I
This
can
is
remember
D1.
Ricky, Ricky showed, he made a vital point, which I also concurred with him. Looking at this, giving us 1, 2, then this is steady, then this is M formation here. We first of all think of peak reset, but later this market drop, which shows level 1, then it's coming back to banks here. So which I reason with Ricky that it might, that this is what Ricky loves to trade a lot. I've known his style of trade, bounce on 50. So that was why I have to concur with him that, okay, let me go with you based on this. So that's why I said you should come back and see this.
Yes. That's why I said there is a possibility that the market will aim for the 800 instead of the 200. You get the point?
Yeah.
And the whole reason why the market will aim for the 800, it is because they've already moved those 3 levels down here on H4.
Yeah.
So, and they formed a peak and they pushed 3 more up on, which is on H1.
H1.
Right? Yeah, don't confuse, which is on H1. So what they will do, they might aim for a new peak altogether, because you've got, remember I said on H1, you've got the 200 EMA only, right?
Yes.
And that 200 EMA makes you think, oh, this might be a reset. But on H4, you've got that 800 EMA there. That can actually show you that, oh, maybe the dealer might want to get a little bit more juice and aim for that area there. All right.
Okay.
So, or try and match with that low, at least try and match with that low before they go down. That's a possibility, which then translates into D1 as a pull to the 50 there and cross over those EMAs. Now that would be a peak lock. Then the market starts to fall down. That is very much possible, which is why I said just wait for price. Don't do anything at the moment. Yeah, let the price go wherever it wants to go. That is what will tell you what exactly it is doing. And again, remember, today it's a Monday. Price might even give you a false move week beginning and starts to sell all the way up to there. And you'll be like, oh, maybe it is actually level 3, but it is not. It can actually sell on you all the way up to somewhere halfway there, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, I think it is, but it is not. Just wait for it.
Yeah,
Don't
you know what,
force it,
coach?
all right?
Can you go to H4? Can,
H4, all right.
can you go to H4?
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing that is for sure about this pair. If you go to D1, if you go to D1, I just wanted to deploy what you just spoke about some few minutes. If you can go to D1.
All right, D1.
There's something very interesting there. So according to D1, from this, it's clear that the direction of this is a sell.
Correct. Yes.
What we are having right now is a pullback.
Correct.
But we are selling.
We're selling.
You can look at even the candles. They can show you that this is a sell.
Correct.
We are on a sell. Then if you go to H4 now, coach, we are now looking from an H4 perspective. We are now looking at be it even if it's a reset. I'm still going with me. I would be very comfortable to trade this if I can see two clear. I'm seeing two clear levels.
Yes.
Not three.
Yes. I'm also seeing two. Yes,
two clear levels. But what we are having here is a reset at possibly at H4. So I wanted to say, if it's a reset at H4, what we will see now is a peak on H1.
Correct.
If it's a reset, but we are going to see a peak reset, which means we are going to have to see a multi-day, a peak formation on H1 now. If you can go to H1, it can. There's a possibility. There's now a possibility. I would be very, very happy if it can hit the 800 before we take the trade.
Yes.
And this whole confusion that we are having, I'm sure this is what the market makers are banging on.
That's where they get their money from.
Yes.
Confusion.
So you mentioned something that they will give, because this one is just by me looking at it, it's already an M that is for me.
Already looks like an M.
So people are already getting in there. But I would want to see, so it can give us something like this, then it can give us possibly a bigger final leg before it drops. That would then hit the 800 or possibly go above the 800. Looking at the 8-year high.
That's what I wanted to show you, your 8-year high.
Yes.
You remember what I said? I put a line there on 8-year high. Remember what I said? There is your low there, the one that we were seeing on H4. That's exactly where your 8-year high is. And that is not a coincidence. It is not. The market will always react whenever it gets to highs and lows. That's one thing that you should know. So be very careful. As long as we haven't interacted with the 800, it hasn't given us what we want to see. So let's wait, because this gap right here is a very huge gap. It is not a small gap.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to me, I would consider this pair if I see a very clear peak formation high. It has to be multi-day. It has to be not a one-day thing, but it has to be possibly a multi-day. So
it has to be like this,
possibly something like that.
Something like
then
that.
We know. Then we are ready for selling, and we can actually, with this now, we can actually go even for Monday and Tuesday without that peak, whilst it's still trapping people to get more orders in the
market. True.
That's a possibility.
Very true.
But one thing for sure is we are going by this week. We are going to have it's a reversal, so we are going to have that peak high. So so for this one, I would watch for a peak formation high. Then I catch the drop. And after I see that all the variables have been met, then we consider that. That would be my contribution to this pay. Looking at how it's
okay. Coach, I want to say something that I believe that maybe I don't want to commit fallacy by this thing generalization. Let me say for myself, but I believe that many people also will be having that issue. you made this statement in your G card that you drop on YouTube, and you talk about the reason why many people take peak reset for peak formation. I'll be so glad if you can count from the left side of the screen of this GBP-CHF, count it the level from the top down. And let's see the peak reset. And also, if you can go back to that, because you made that statement clear. It says some of you will always think that this is not a peak reset or this is a peak reset. That if peak reset will play, they will need to, if they break the 200 downward, that means it's no more a peak reset. And there are some times that they might just give a little break and they will go up. So I want us to establish, buttress more, emphasize more on it for we, your follower, because I believe that many people are having the same headache. So I just said, okay, when I watch the video, that whenever we are in a class, I will tell you to expatiate on how they can identify a clear movement of this is a reset. If it has gone beyond this level here, then it's not a reset again. So that's just what I want to ask for myself and for the other people.
All right, no worries. Hopefully we have time. Let's try and start from here, right? So we've got a peak formation. So we're gonna mark all the way up to down there, okay? We've got a peak formation, and then we have a clear move downside, right? Then the dealer comes here and gives you level 1, right? Now, to answer your question, the dealer is sitting on the 800, okay? And you've got the 200 in sight. So at the back of your mind, you're thinking, this might be a 4-hour reset, all right? And you are very right by thinking that. If we go to bigger timeframes will tell us why we're doing whatever we're doing, all right? This is how the bigger time frame looks like. I'm pretty sure probably some of you didn't even check this, right? You've got your first leg there, and you have pushed it down from here up to there on your second leg. And you can clearly see you're forming an M formation. Now, do you think, okay, number one, before I ask you the question, you did not break that high there, and you have started to sell, and your candle is somewhere out there. Forget whatever you see at the front. I don't know how I can even cover it up. Maybe that is better. So you were on a buy, and you have seen that the market did not break that high. But okay, before it even broke that high, the market sold down all the way up to there. And you're anticipating, or you were in a buy, thinking, okay, the buy will go all the way up there. Then all of a sudden, the market starts to sell all the way. I think my box is somewhere around here, all the way around there. Because remember, this is a whole day, and we're on W1. So it means for D1, the day ended here, all right?
Yes.
That to me tells me I'm now forming an M, and I've got 200 EMA inside. So I'm seeing a peak reset. All right. Now, my concern then will be on the left-hand side. What am I resetting? Were we even on a sell to start off with? Yes, we were on a downtrend, all right, on this pair. So now we have come on a peak reset, and the dealer has shown me all the way up to there. And D1 should even give us a clearer picture, but that is what the dealer has shown me. So now I'm confident this might be a sell. And remember, I have taken my sell on H1 here. So am I going to get out because the market is playing around the 800 and the 200 on 4 hour? No, I'm not going to get out because I can see from W1 that this market is actually selling and it has formed the high of the week. So why is it supposed to then start buying on an 800 EMA and start to go up? What for? All right. Those are the questions that you should be asking yourself. Now, if I drop down to the D1, if I drop down to the D1, this is what I'm looking at. And I know this is a whole cycles, 2 or 3 cycles, whichever, because this is on D1, but I sold here and I am here. And W1 has shown me that we are somehow forming something that looks like a peak, right? And on D1, I'm actually on the 800 EMA. Now I am very confident that this is a peak, and I have counted on D1 my levels, and I have seen that we have moved 1, 2, 3, and we are now on a peak. Yes, I was buying from here, but we did not take that high up. We formed a peak right about in that area there, and I took a sell. Now I'm here, and on W1, it's showing me something like this. Now on D1 is showing me something like this. All right. So the market is on a sell. So why am I supposed to buy from there? I don't know if that makes sense. Why am I supposed to buy from there when W1 is showing me a sell, D1 is showing me a sell? We have completed even the 3 levels on D1, and we are now changing direction, and we are back where we were on the previous peak. That confirms we are on a second leg. We have an 800 EMA on site, and all that tells me we're at a peak. I don't know if my TDI shows me something. Probably the TDI, because it went all the way to the bands there, it might not show you what you're looking for. Let's see if D1 shows us something. Oh, sorry, W1. W1 doesn't really show us something as well because it's on there, but we do see a shark fin inside for the first leg. We do see a shark fin and the other leg within the boundary. So everything is showing me that we are on a sell. All right. So now, if I then move to H4, okay? If I then move to H4, I'm not expecting the market to then decide to buy from here because everything that I've seen points out to a sell, okay? You are seeing a move that is coming. If you then drop down to H1, this is where you are taking a trade, remember? This is where you are. So you hold that and say, this is where I am. I'm going to hold my pay. So if ever I see the market, and again, you've got a peak lock already right there. And remember, your 1350 crossover from the 15 minutes, which is the 5200, that locks your peak first and that locks your peak second. So anything pulling to the 200 is a safety trade, all right? Okay. So I see the market do that. Then I take another sell, if possible, a second entry, okay? Okay. Now, after having done that, this becomes my second pull. This, I'll classify it as my third pull because I haven't seen the future. I'm only seeing the present, okay? So I'll put this as my level 3. By the way, I said I want to use boxes. So I'll put this as my level 2 for now, and then I'll put this as my level 3, all right? Then the dealer, what am I expecting from the dealer? Because W1 is still a sell. We're at this point now. If we go back to W1, remember, you continue to keep check, okay? From the W1 perspective, I am now here. Everything is aligning. Everything is now starting to get clearer because I'm keeping check of what the higher time frame is doing. Because the higher time frame is the one that will make you stay in that pair for a long time. All right. And on D1, I am here. Should I expect an interaction with the 200 and a buy, or what's going to happen? Most probably, maybe I might be scared a little bit and think the market might want to go up on D1, but W1 does show me that this is a sell. All right. So I've got it in my notebook. W1 is a sell. D1 now, it is no longer a sell. Well, it is a sell, but because on H1, I'm now at level 3, it is showing me that the market wants to pull back. But how far is it going to pull back? That is the next question. So I'm there on the 200 EMA and I'm thinking to myself, that might end up being a reset. But on W1, definitely that is not a reset. So who's going to win the battle? It is W1 at the end of the day. So I put my thought on D1 as might be a sell, might be a buy. Then I move to H4. H4, I'm at 800 EMA. And I definitely see this. All right. Because remember, we're playing with real time. I definitely see. That's how I want to think about it, because I don't want to take the emotions out, because emotions will definitely come in. All right. I definitely see something like this. Then I'm like, yeah, that now looks like a peak on H4. And the price is starting to scare me. And D1 does look like it's about to return. H1, it looks like a peak. So what am I going to do? The next thing that I'll do, because I'm trading on H1, I will wait for the market to interact with the 200 EMA and then see what's going to happen from there. Now, I'm going to point out my dissatisfaction about this pair. What I hate, or what I do not like, whatever happened in this pair, was the market did not reach the 200 EMA. And that, to me, I was not going to take this sell, no matter how much I saw it. I was not going to take it because, to me, it will still look like, all right.
You want to stamp once?
Yeah. Or you haven't seen, sorry. You haven't seen this, because this is in the future. All you can see is something like that. You are seeing 1, consolidation, 2, consolidation. So what's going to happen? I want the dealer, if he's going to sell, to say 3, consolidation, and then start selling. You get the point? That is what I want from the dealer, because these are very small levels, and I know if you are to measure them, they'll probably be 1.5 ADR move to the 200 EMA, and most probably the dealer could have just already reached his 1.5 ADR. That's 963. Oh, sorry, that's 96. 96. Okay, at the moment it's even less than the 1 ADR, but at that time probably it was 1.5 ADR. So I wasn't gonna take this sell because I cannot see it close to the 200 EMA. All right, those are one of the things that you need to look out for. You want the market to come to you, and then what happens next? Even price itself. Okay, hold on. Price itself. Yeah, now this is better. price itself at this point, it's not even telling me whether this is a clear move, a consolidation back to that move, or clear move, but what exactly is going on? So I will, if I've seen that, okay, that looks like a reset, I'll put my whole box in there and say, maybe it's a reset. Why? Because I've seen this sell move, right? But look at how clever the market is. And these things, they affect us all the time, guys. We get to that low there and we start to work the low there on that previous day. And that induces some people to take buys. Remember, we are on the 200 EMA on day one. That induces people to take buy setups. But the market is selling on them, even on higher time frames. If you go on higher time frames, you then start to see W1 and D1 that, oh, yes, now this is a sell, right? But H1 doesn't still look like a sell. So what happens? I then say, this is my first drop, all right? Now, this to me is more like a consolidation. Why am I saying that? All right. Let me try and zoom back. Yes, that looks better. Okay. This to me is a drop. This to me is my first level, all right? Because the market open there and the market close are just so tight, like this much. So that to me is a consolidation, all right? And that's my level one. So where is my level two? Remember, a clear move away. Yes, a clear move away. If there is no clear move, guys, leave the pair. There are so many pairs to trade. Just let the pair go. A clear move away. Then this becomes my level three. And what does the dealer do on the Asian? He starts by selling first before he gives you a pick. And when all this is happening, my eye is on W1 because this is where I saw the sell. So I need to revisit it all the time and find out what is going on. But surely, even whilst I was following, I somehow got confused there and I didn't know what to do. So you'll find that probably I will trade this move and I will miss this one. Reason being, they did not get to the 200 EMA. That's not my kind of trade because they did not really interact with the 200. So I'll let it go. Simple as that. Which then brings us to the same thought back here. All right.
Okay.
We are at an 800 EMA, correct? But have we actually interacted with the 800 EMA? No. So am I going to take a sell? Definitely not. I will wait until I see an interaction with the 800 EMA. And also bearing in mind that on the 4-hour, we do have an 800 EMA in sight again. And our ADR is sitting right there on the previous low. So the market might even get to that point. So those are all the things. That's why I say you need a notebook because you need to know what a certain time frame is doing. It will tell you what exactly you are expecting. That's how you analyze the market. Don't just look at it and be like, oh yeah, H1 is on level 3 and that's it, I'm done. Document down where you are on that particular pair. You can actually write down a rough sketch and say, okay, W1 says this, D1 says this is what I'm expecting. It will help you, all right? I think we've stayed too much on this one. Let's go to OTUSD. I saw Jock wanted OTUSD done. All right. or the USD. What do you think, guys? Who else wants to give it a try? What do you think?
Okay. On the USD, I think somebody else, because me, I've analyzed yesterday, so maybe somebody else should do it so that
Yeah, someone can analyze or the USD.
let somebody else.
Do you want to try, Joe?
Madam Jokemi.
Or maybe she can't speak. If you can't speak, it's okay. I'm not gonna trouble you.
Hello, coach.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
I
yes.
can give it a try.
Yeah, sure.
Should I go ahead with Olu or myself?
You can go ahead yourself.
Okay, thank you. Kindly zoom in a bit. Probably I
Zoom
have
a
to
bit.
start from the most recent, yes, the most recent peak, right?
All right,
Peak
something like this.
formation low. Yes.
Okay.
From what I see, the most seemingly obvious is this peak formation low, right? With the head and shoulders pattern. That's where we can start from. And then would you kindly just maybe pick the H4 and D1 before you proceed with the other levels?
All right. I'm just gonna start with D1. Yes, there's D1.
Okay. So on D1, I see we are starting right from there. That's where we've marked our head and shoulders peak. Then on H4, we have okay. So my bias before marking the H1 levels is already going upward fully.
Okay.
So maybe we can proceed to mark our levels on H1, which we will then verify with the higher time frame. So from here, what I can see is we have this peak formation low, which is this head and shoulders pattern. And then we locked our peak right there. Then we had our level 1 move to the upside.
Okay.
Which unfortunately got a -1. So this whole level forms level 1. But then after that, we followed with level 2 move that led us into this consolidation somewhere here. Then from there, we had our level 3 move, which then got us down to a reset down to 200. So I can say we have this level 1, this is level 2, and this is level 3. With a small peak right there, which gave us this reset. And we've started our fresh to get our first level 1. And we can expect to get a pullback in the level 2. This level 1 will then be is what we have, where we have this peak low after the reset. Judging from the H4 and D1, this is somehow how I would consider marking the levels.
Okay, no worries. All right.
Okay, let me mark something else.
Hold on. Let me help you, because I've got a different opinion and I feel it is the same opinion that you're going to say. Yeah. All right. So D1 shows us a buy which is very good. W1 shows us a buy as well, which is very good. And remember what I said on my previous lesson with you guys, that this market is ranging. This market is ranging, and it would be good to see which one is going to be broken first. Is it the low or the high? All right. So that's what we want to see, what's going to be broken first. I remember saying this to you guys. So that's what we want to look out for. Now, going back to our levels, and remember, it's good to check what other pairs are also doing. It will give you an overview of what this pair is going to do, even though it might not give you the answer, but you'll be somewhere there, right? So we said other pairs are going to be forming peak formations, okay? Now, we look at this one. The previous peak is this one right there, right? This is a whole previous peak, okay? Now, the dealer went up, which is very good. That's our first level. And remember, we are talking real price. So I'm going to pretend as if I cannot see the future. That's the only way I can help you guys understand. So when you listen to me, when I'm marking these levels, I'm pretending we haven't seen the future, okay?
Yes.
And then on the very same day, this even makes it worse. On the same day, the dealer decides to come back to the peak. So that to me,
It's nothing.
simple means nothing happened. That's why I said I wish I had a way of really putting a box in there and put a color that would make these candles invisible. I was going to do that so that when you look at it, you can clearly see that this is your first move. All right?
Okay.
If only there was a way of wrapping all this, or maybe let me try and wrap with my chalk. Of rubbing all this and pretend like there is no movement that happened here. All right? This is your clear move. And then I rub this consolidation, all right? And say, nothing happened here. Where is your clear move? That one, all right? And then the market comes back. Now, here is where the catch is. The market went for number 2, all right? And then he comes back the second day in the same area because of news. And remember what I said, what news does, right? Now, he goes back again. So that I do count as my 2 because he went back, he subtracted that level, he added it back again. Can you see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is everyone watching that?
Yeah.
So the part that I will rub off here is this one. Oh, this news part. That's what I'll rub off. All right. So that means my last push is this. So how many pushes do I have now? I've got 3 only. Everything else that I rubbed is noise.
Thank you, Coach. Exactly.
That is why I always say, yes, do not be tempted by news, please. News will make you think the market has changed, especially if they are stop hands. They'll make you think that if the market had changed the direction, why are you buying soon after that and start to push up? For those people who don't count levels, they will never know what is going on. All right? They will never know. Now, what am I expecting? Probably an extension a little bit and form a peak and then come down. If it's going to continue buying, then I need a proper reset, which will be the low of the week. And then when we take that buy, we hold for the rest of the week. You see it now.
Yeah.
So that's how you need to be. That's how I said when I used to learn this all by myself, I'll just put my chart here like that. And I'll just pull my chart to the left and then start counting levels from there. Or even maybe let's say I want to count level on any move. I'll just pull my chart over there. And then I start revealing it day by day to see, okay, minus, okay, this is what's happening, like that. It will help you to be able to predict what's going to happen on the next day. Fair and fine. Sometimes the market might not be clear or pairs might not be clear. It's okay. Don't even worry yourself. Like I said, there's so many pairs to trade. If it's not clear, just leave it. Let it go. You get the point. Same applies with Euro USD. I remember very well, news caught us unaware right here. All right. And I spent the next 2 days after this news candle thinking to myself, what are they really doing? And before the market opened on Monday, this was Monday, so that's Monday of 2 weeks ago, I then thought to myself, all right, so that is my first move. And the dealer has shown me the second move. And I did predict this nicely, and I'm like, okay, that's my second move. And then the next thing on Tuesday, he starts to go down. And this week, I remember we didn't really have much activity that we did in the market because the dealer was just consolidating. Now, you could have taken your positions anyway on this low, all right? And now, see what the dealer does. Remember what I said. 1, 2, reverse that 2. So that's -1 now. And then he comes back up and closes where? Right there. And gives you a 2. That's how clever he is. That's why I said he respects the highs and lows. He respected this low and he respected this high. And what does it do? He gives me that third push. Then he starts to sell on news candle. And I even said, if I am to sell Euro USD, I need to see a peak formation. Without a peak formation, I'm not taking it. So what am I expecting? I expect Euro USD to buy back to that same area there and give us a clear peak formation. And I said, if they start to consolidate here and start selling like this, I'm not taking it. I'll let it go because it is not the kind of thing that I'm waiting for. So I want them to buy back. And this is exactly what they did. Soon after the news, they bought back to that same area there. So we now wait to see what really they are going to do. Is it really clear, guys?
Yes, perfectly.
Yeah.
So on Euro USD, we are expecting a pullback to 200 to see if there's going to be peak reset or drop.
Yes. All right. Now, I think we've said a lot about the currency pairs. Let me see if I can be able
just a quick one.
Yeah.
You've been mentioning the issue to do with correlation. Or the
Yes.
USD, Euro USD, we're expecting peaks on both of them. Did you say we relate the pairs based on the base currency For example, to say ODUSD, ODCHF, OD,
Yes,
well,
yes, yes, yes. What you're asking,
oh,
that's exactly how we do it. Yes. We relate
okay,
pairs according to, all right, just hold on a second. I think I stopped the sharing. Second.
Coach, anytime you are free, I want you
Yeah.
to show me something on volatility 75 index.
That's why
Honestly,
that's what I
the
wanted
way
us to
the
talk
way
about now. Yeah.
they do their own level in that place, I don't understand. They will just scatter it.
You know what I'll do? I think we need to have a lesson that is specifically for
They
volatilities.
will scatter it. You
Yeah.
won't understand again.
Yeah. And
I just leave them jejely that you should go in.
what I'll do now, I'll say, I'm gonna just briefly explain why I say take those trades. So don't ask me any questions yet. And don't ask me any questions today
If I
because
will
we're
ask
not
you
gonna
question, we will not live here. Oh. You need
we
to
will
go
not
back
live here,
to
all right?
history and count level for me. Let me see.
Yes.
That's what I will ask
So,
you.
so don't ask me any questions. I'm just gonna tell you why I said we need to buy this and sell this, blah blah blah, and that's it.
I'm fine.
Then
I'm fine
from
with
there,
that. I'm fine with that.
I'm gonna make YouTube videos on these 3 pairs as well. Why I said whatever I said. Then we are gonna have a dedicated day for volatilities, and we try and see what's really going on with them. How do you count levels, right? So to answer that other question about correlation, so anything that is XXX USD, if it's buying, it means anything that is USD XXX is gonna be selling. All right. Same applies with Chef, same applies with USD CAD. Now, this is an assumption. All right. It's not like because you saw Euro USD buying, then you just go and enter a pair on USD Chef. That's not what it means. All right. What it simply means is it's an overall trend. Even if you look at it from higher time frames, you see that's what the overall trend is actually doing. But you need to treat pairs independently. The reason why you're checking other pairs is because you just want to know what exactly are they doing. All right. For example, I was looking at USD CAD. I want to sell USD CAD all the way up to the 200 EMA. So that's another good one as well if you want a setup. All right. Now, V51S. I'm going to make a YouTube video for this as well because a lot of people keep asking me if this works or not. Going into W1, one thing you need to know about volatilities or indices in general, they do not have so much data that you can refer to at the back, and their graphs are always too confined, right? But as you can see here from the V50S, they broke a low there, and the market has been printing highs and lows for a long time, and they've been breaking highs and lows. So that to me proved to me that from W1, this is a sell, right? And now that I have the direction of the market, because I'm only looking at swing highs and swing lows just to see like where exactly are we going. Now that I have that direction, the next thing I'm looking at is D1. Now, D1 showed me, in fact, that we're coming from that point there, point of interest, and the market was selling. I didn't really get enough information out of it as to why we are selling in the middle of nowhere there. So I had to go to other timeframes to really look. Then I got to H4. H4 showed me a peak formation from the 800 EMA. Then I said, I'm going to start counting my levels, right? Now, if I'm going to look for clear moves here, I'm going to see 1 there. I'm going to see 2 there. And I'm going to see 3 there, and that's a peak. Then on the other hand, I'm seeing 1, I'm seeing 2, and I'm not seeing the third one. So I need to see the third one. Now, I told you this is going to sell all the way up to there. But in normal sense, it's going to sell up to probably there, maybe to that there. That is where it is going. All right.
Okay.
So looking then at H1 to see what exactly is going on H1. All right. Just hold on a second. Right. I then said, this is my first drop. And remember, these don't have Asian sessions. So don't think that, okay, Asian session, pullback, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't work. So that's my 1, that's my 2, and that's my 3. Back to my peak there. And we move to a peak reset. And volatilities, they move like really bad. So you need to be so good with your entries, because the way they move, they are so bad. They pull back all the time. So that becomes my 1. And then you've got a drop there up. So this becomes my 2 right there. All right. And then lastly, this becomes my 3. And then I'm down at a peak formation, which is why I said sell up to that point. Now, I then have a peak reset. And all I see is a 1, which was canceled by the market pulling back. So my 1 is going to be somewhere here, but it is not even clear as well. So I had my reservations that, oh yeah, that might be a 1, it might not be a 1. I do not know at this point, but all I know is I need a sell. And the next thing I did, I went to the 15 minutes time frame and I looked for the sell. The market was here, right here, when I saw this, and I was so close to the 800 EMA, and I knew there's no way I would see the market go beyond that point. Well, it can, but it's volatility, but I wasn't expecting that. So I said, take a sell there. And what did the market do? It started pulling backwards. And whilst this trade was running in the first hours, I was looking at H4 because H4 to me seemed to be more clear. How? Right? This was the first candle that I saw. And this candle was green at the point right here. And it was showing momentum that it's gonna sell. So I started seeing the candle started pull down. So I knew because this is a 4-hour candle, it will definitely pull down. It might take time, but it will end up pulling down. And this is how it closed. So the next candles, when they came in and formed the green, blah, 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 I was just waiting there for like 4, 8, 12 hours. So imagine 12 hours before you see the clear move. That's volatilities for you. So that's the reason why I expected to see a sell. Now, going to V75, look at how I said this was gonna buy. Right there. This is all that you needed just to take that entry there in that market price and go up. That's it. And I showed you how I was on a sell with it. And then as soon as we got there, all I needed was a London pattern. Well, London patterns do work sometimes. And I took mine here. And that was it. Boom, gone. All right. Now, how do I arrive to this? Let's start with W1. Well, W1 doesn't show me anything and the candles are too small. So nothing is happening, but I can see the market wants to turn around. So I'm not going to pay attention to that. D1 showed me a couple of buy candles. Now, those buy candles showed me that the market is going up. That was very interesting. And my next question was, okay, if the market is going up, then how do I validate how far the market is going to go? So I came to H4, and on H4, I realized this is where everything changed. The market started buying from a peak, and they broke a previous swing high. So unfortunately, when I came here, the market was already sitting there. If I had seen it earlier, probably I was going to have a different opinion altogether, but the market was right there. So I saw that, okay, we broke the previous high. So that's quite interesting. That shows the market has to go up. So let me count my levels on H1 and see where we are. And the first thing that I did when I got here, I said, this is my peak. This is my level 1. This is my consolidation. This is my level 2. And I said, we are here. Why am I saying the market will pull back? Number 1, there is 800 EMA in sight. Number 2, if I put my line there, I should see a previous high on the other end, right? Now we've got 2 lines. Let me get this one off. Right, so we've got 1 line. Now, right there, a previous high. This is not a coincidence. Why would the dealer come and rest on the previous reset? Well, it doesn't matter whether it's a reset or not, but because these are swing high. When I say swing high or swing low, I'm talking of this, all right? This is what the market is doing. This is what the market is doing, all right? And first of all, I said, for me to validate the buy, the last swing high was broken. And now the market is back resting on that swing high. So I knew, because I've seen level 1, I've seen level 2, surely I'm expecting a buy. Now, how far or how long is that going to go? Well, it will go only pretty much halfway of level 2. It will not, or maybe go as high, previous high of that. You can see that there. If you want me to put a line, I can put a line to show you why the market respects highs and lows. We say this every day, guys. Look at that there. I'm going to put a line there. Look, right there. Previous high. That's what the market tested. Now, that doesn't matter. All you're looking for is there a clear W that I can take a trade from, all right? And the market is gone. Now, the market is showing you level 3. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting the market to go as high as that. Why am I saying as high as that? Why am I confident about that? Previous high. So I'm expecting the market to get to that point. So if it can buy and then form a peak, I'll be happy. Now, remember, 850 are going to cross over. That will confirm level 3. It's so easy, guys. You can put it on anything, whether stocks or whatever. It will definitely work. All you need is to know your levels. Levels, that's the main important thing. Know your levels. Where exactly am I? Now, step index, right? And I'm not even worried about step index. I want it to go there. It will. It should. Okay. So this is what's going on from the W1 perspective. I don't know if the TDI will show us anything. Well, there is a bounce, but it's not that clear. All right. So I saw this and I said, this should buy. All right. Now I'm seeing a lower high, and I'm seeing the last lower low and right there. So it seems like the market is doing this ranging, right? Now, the reason why I wanted to buy was this or is this. Come to D1. This is how D1 looks like. We formed a peak on D1 on the previous time, right? And then we pushed all the way up. Then we pushed all the way down to the same peak. Now that tells me, that looks like we might buy. Now, of course, I know you might look at this and be like, what if the market will sell? Well, that's also a possibility because remember I said on W1, it's not showing anything clear. But because if I go to H4, I have seen a peak and I've seen only one move up. I want to see before they sell, I want to see them test again the same area and then go down. That is exactly what I am waiting for, which is the reason why I'm anticipating a buy up to there. If they are going to sell, I want to see them do that. If they are going to buy, then fair enough, that's going to be a buy. And again, we are on a 200 EMA, and to me, that is a reset. All right. Now, going to H1, you can clearly see your cycle on the left-hand side there. I don't see the reason of counting our levels, all right? You can see your clear cycle right there, and the market is back with 1.5 ADR and is sitting there at 200 EMA. So I'm waiting to see what exactly is going to happen. Now, what I want to see is we have this neck right here. So for me to see that indeed this is a buy, I want the market to break that neck, come back for it, and then I'll take my trade there. If that happens, then I'll be very happy. I'll take my trade from there. Yesterday, I attempted to take this move right here, and I took it all the way up to there because I was expecting the market to stop from there. And the reason why I did that, and I don't do these all the time because this side they are not really allowed, so I do them sometimes. The reason why I took that, I was only looking at the smaller time frames. Now I want to show you something, guys. All right, gonna switch that off. So that's the move, 5 minutes time frame. Where are we? Right. These things, they are clear everywhere. 5 minutes time frame shows you a peak formation. And I know for some of you, this might be difficult, like to be like, how do I even see this on a small time frame? All right. Peak formation, and that's the neck there. And the dealer, remember what I said, break the neck, come back to the neck, take your sell. All right. That is the only place where you can clearly see the dealer break the neck and come back to it. And then from there, what does it do? It just goes down. Now, let's go back to V75, and I will show you the exact same thing as to why I say wait for the pullback. This sale right here, right? Let's get M5 for status. All right. So when I found it, the market was sitting here, okay? And they started buying back to that same peak. And I said, they're never going to break that. Well, they quickly moved away and I missed that part. And I said, oh, okay, fine. Don't worry. And the next thing I see, oh, the market is back again. And I see this red candle right here. It was green at the time. And I've got my high there. And I was like, okay, this you can actually take. Took the sell from there. If you can actually see where my entry was, that is where it was. Took the sell there. And then the next thing, the market moved away. All right. And it moves quickly away from the level. And then it started to pull back, but I didn't regard this, left it because I wasn't sure how far it's going to pull back. but I knew that there is a high there on the other side. That's the reason why the market is doing what it's doing. And I just had to wait for those red candles to go down until it came to this point. That is where I closed. All right. And then from there, I waited. Next thing came and came back up. And then it came back down. And immediately when I saw that green candle close above, took a buy from there. A very small lot size because I wanted to go for long. So took a very small lot size and just waited. Because again, volatilities, if you take very big lot sizes, they will definitely blow your account. That's something that you need to you need to know when you take them. That's why I say currencies are always good. Hopefully this is not a question because I don't really want to answer questions on volatilities. What do you want to say?
I'd also type this in the chat box. It's not a technical question as such, but partly technical. Your agent boxes for the MT5. Do you have an indicator
Okay.
for that, or
Yeah.
how
This
are you
is an
getting those?
indicator. Yes.
I think it will
It's
not
an
work.
indicator.
He has dropped it, so we apply it. It didn't work, and somebody said we should download, so it won't work.
It's not working.
It's not working. If you permit me to share my screen, I will show you.
All right. I'll see if I've got Team Viewer here on my PC. Then maybe I can see if I can help you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Yeah. But it's the same. It's the same times, same everything. Basically, all brokers, the times are gonna be the same.
Let me see where you drop it in your own, so that maybe under file. I want to see.
So it's sitting right here.
Yes,
All
I
right.
want to see where you insert it. Go to file, sir.
All right. File, open data folder. MQL5 indicators. I just put it here on the folder that says market.
Yeah, that's what I did, but maybe I
literally tested on Windows. I downloaded it, all right, and I even moved it to different what do you call this, different MT5s on another laptop here at home. I did put it there as well, and it worked. I'm like, all right, good.
I will try
to show what's going on, but
you still have the link where you shared this work time.
Yeah.
Okay, may you kindly forward it? I think I may have missed it.
Yeah, if you want it, you can also I think you should click here. You can see the MT5, right? You can click
yes.
here, I think. And it should open for you. No, not this one. Yeah, you should make sure that this is logged on. Because if you go to your browser and what is this? And just type MQL5. Say login. That one there. Right.
Which credential do you create a new account?
You just create an account if you don't have it. You create an account on this forum if you don't have it, yes. And then you can just type maybe day trader work time, right one day. Click on it, and then you can click download. It should ask you if you have MetaTrader 5. If you say yes, I have MetaTrader 5, it should take you back to your MetaTrader 5. Then you just install it. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, then you can fix the times. But yeah, that's it in general, guys, about the volatilities. my
I think
advice
also
would be
I enjoy the using 5 minutes like you explained
mm,
on this, but I enjoy it. It reduces stop
mm,
loss.
mm, 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 mm. So
coach,
I would
can you go
yes.
to boom 500?
Boom 500. All right. Boom 500. Do I have it here on the list? No. Okay, watch. Boom 500. All right. Boom 500. W1. Oh, wow. That looks very good. That looks like GPP chef. um okay. So if you ask me if this is a buy or a sell, I can gladly tell you that this is a buy only if this high remains unbroken. All right. So that means the reason why they turned around at this place, they were just testing the neck of that W. All right. So this remains in buy until, sorry, it remains a buy as long as that high gets broken. But if that high doesn't get broken, then it is a sell. Now, remember I said there's not much information on these indices. From where we are coming from, it looks like we are coming from a sell. And we are at a 200 EMA that may show you that we are on a reset. But let's look at other pairs. Now, at the moment, I'm going to have to sell this pair. Well, I'm not saying I will sell it, but I'm just saying if I was going to trade it, I will sell it because we have reached the previous high. All right. And we have started to sell. This is the daily time frame. And we have started to sell. But we have moved to 1. We have moved 2. Why am I not seeing the third move? There's something that you need to ask yourself. I'm coming from a peak, I've moved 1, I've moved 2. Why am I not seeing the third? Now that shows me there's a possibility we might break that high. We are only reacting to it so we can induce people to take orders. All right. Going to H4. I've got my first peak right there. And then this is so beautiful. 1, 2, 3, reset.
Very clear.
Very clear. This is a peak. This is a reset. I've got 1, 2. I can count this as my third because the highs are different, right? So
Sorry,
that
Coach,
means,
does that mean that on volatility on this you can count 1 week, two level in 1 week?
yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can.
Okay. Not like a currency that 1 week is
No.
one level for 4 hours.
Yeah, you can. You can. It's very much possible. Yes. Like as you can see, you've got 3 good levels there on H4, yet on H1, on D1, sorry, it's a whole one
One
move.
level.
All
That's
right. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's very clear. All right. Now, going to H1, and we are in a peak, as we said. So how far are we going to go? That is a very good question. So I'm going to take a sell, all right, here, and then count 1 at the moment. Then I'm expecting a further sell to be my 2. I'm expecting a further sell to be my 3. Then I'm expecting that these sells will probably get as low as the 800 EMA. So that if we are to continue with a buy, we will be on a reset. So I'm going to use lines like this. I'm expecting that. All right. I'm expecting that. Looking at it from a D1, that makes sense. Why does it make sense? Because we will be testing the previous high. Can you see it?
Yes.
I didn't do this on purpose. I wanted to go to the 200 EMA, and that's where I found the previous high to be there. So that's how far I expect the sell to go. If we are going to continue with a buy, that's how far I expect the sell to go. So you just watch and see what the price do. But at the moment, if you wanna buy, I'll say buy. Sorry. If you wanna sell, I'll say sell this pair, sell it, hold, because there is bigger moves that are going to come soon after that, and they will come all the way down up to there. Then when you get there, just wait. When you get to this point and see if you are going to have anything that will show you if the market will continue buying, or if W1 by that time then looks like this is a second leg, then you can get out of the market because you know there's nothing for you there. And yeah, like I said, highs are important. Yes. So where
What
your
about
last
what about boom 1000?
All right, I'll do that last one. 1000.
We are very sorry. We've really taken your time. Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Okay, W1. Okay. For a start, this is a buy. There's nothing really to see on W1, just a market which is moving up. If you are keen on counting levels, that's 1, that's 2, that's a possible 3, and that's W1. So this market will consolidate for a long time, trying to form a W1 peak at the top there. All right, but those peaks will definitely give you something, okay? Now, looking at it from there, we've got a peak. I'm not going to count levels there, but you can see that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. And then here you can see 1, 2, and then this being our 3, because this is where the market closed. So that's a pullback. That becomes our 3. So that is our peak reset. All right. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting D1 to form the peak. So remember I said W1 will form a peak. D1 will form a peak as well. So now let's see what H4 is for us. H4, this being our previous peak. From the way I'm seeing it, that becomes my 1, that becomes my 2, that becomes my 3, that's a peak, that becomes my reset, and then I will count. I'm not sure whether this is a V peak or it's a W, but at the moment, I'll take this as my 1, this is my 2, and that is my 3. So I'm expecting a peak formation. You know what? I will say stay away from this pair at the moment because it's forming peak formations, not only on smaller time frames, but even on higher time frames as well. So what you're gonna see is a ranging market for quite a long time.
Because they won't consume our money.
Yeah. This pair will eat your money because like something like this, if you try and view it from a D1 point of view, this is how it looks like.
Yeah, it takes time.
It takes time. So I would say run away with your money. trade something else instead. Because imagine if this is D1, how much is gonna H1 show you? You can't even see it on the chart here. It's not there. But it's it's gonna be a whole lot of move right there. See all that? It's
Yes.
gonna be weeks and weeks. So for you to be sure of what the market is really doing, I'll say, let me try and make this easier for you. I would say this is my 1 into a consolidation, 2, back, 2, and then 3, then back into a reset. Then I have 1 into a consolidation, 2. So what I'm seeing here, we might have a buy setup all the way
Last
up,
push.
but that'll be the last push. Yeah, that's going to be the last push, and then form a peak. As soon as that peak is formed, then the whole saga starts.
Okay.
So you're only left with one push up. Then from there, you're gonna start to see a whole lot of moves. Well, those moves from H1 perspective, they are going to be rewarding, but from higher time frame perspective, you'll be hitting in one spot for a very long time. So yeah, on H1 it is on level 2, so expect one last push to the upside. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope this makes sense, guys. I just wanted to show you a trade that I'm in. I took this one here, and I'm waiting to see how it's gonna play out. Reason why I took it, it was because the market was sitting here, right? And they moved to 1. They reversed, then they moved 1 for me, and then they moved 2. Then they went down. So I'm expecting them to move all the way up today. So I'm yet to see what's going to happen, but that is my expectation. I want them to show me that Fed push to the upside is my number 3. So, which is what I meant earlier on when we started, and I said, guys, yes, you might be tempted to say this is your 1. Very fair enough. But if it was a 1, why wouldn't the market consolidate and then push, but instead go back to the peak? And I remember I put a buy trade there, and it was a very nice lot size. And then the next thing, we slept here, and I said, let me move my stop loss to entry, break even. And before I say it, they took it out. I was so pissed off because after taking it out, they moved. And when I saw that my position was gone, the market was sitting right there. All right. And I said to myself, I had a good entry right here. No, it wasn't here. It was somewhere right there. Yeah. So I had a good entry right there. It has been taken out. I can't chase price. I'll let the market go. And I just watched it just go, you know. But I started counting my levels, and I knew this was my first, this was my second. And immediately when I saw news reacting, I said, that's good. I'm going to get it from there. So I'm just waiting to see if the market will go all the way up to there. But that is my expectation. I'm expecting the market to buy up. Yes, this is a Monday. The market, maybe if it wants, it might come here and touch the 200 again before it goes up. I don't really care. I'll just keep on holding with my stop loss right there. And the most important thing, guys, do not trade without a stop loss. As much as, no matter how confident you are, have a stop loss. When your stop loss hit, just get out, recalculate, see where you went wrong, take some time off, maybe a few hours or days, whatever, and then come back, trade a different pair or the same pair. It's up to you, but hold on when your stop losses hit and see where you went wrong, because you will never get everything right all the time. And sometimes even if it is right, even if it is right, your stop loss might get hit. That's something that you need to know. All right. Lastly, before I go for my morning breakfast, let me show you this one.
As if coach is in my mind.
Yes. So I follow the two of them, US 100, 500 and US 100. So to me, this is so clear. Peak formation, first move, second move, third move. And in most cases, these pairs, they move forward before even the USD pairs move. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see them to start selling straight away, or maybe at least wait for these to cross over somewhere there and then start to drop. But that's what I'm expecting. I want to catch this sell because I really want to go hard on it. So you see how what I did? I only changed my pair from US 500 to US Tech, but the levels where I marked them, they are exactly right there. That's how they are. As you can see, like I'm changing between two pairs, but where I drew my lines and everything, even the MRs, everything is it just lines up because they move the same way. So I need to try and catch that one day for a sell. And looking at it from the higher time frame, I feel like we are about to form an M there. That's my feeling, that we're about to form an M. From the 1 month perspective, we are doing the same thing. The only difference is, let me see. Oh yeah, the only difference is, when the market wants to form a peak, it will go up. The next candle will be red. The next candle will be red, then green. Then the next candle will be green, then red. Then the next candle will be red. So that's what happens. So that's what you're expecting there. Now, because that one closed like that, you expect the next candle to come green and then red, then the next candle red. That is what will tell you that, oh, okay, the market is now selling. So that's what I'm expecting, a probably second leg right there. And if I zoom from there, where the price is right now, looks like this might be a neck on a different what do you call this, different time frame. Let's have a look at that. If we go to D1, that is the point that I was talking about right there. That point right there. That is where the price is. And remember what I said about highs and lows. That's, some people, they call these things demands and supply and whatnot. I don't want to call them demands and supply, because sometimes they make people, say, oh yeah, we're in a demand zone. Then the next thing, that demand zone is broken, because you're only focusing on demand and supply. It doesn't work all the time. So you need to know where exactly you are. But these highs and lows, the swing highs and swing lows, will help you to know why the market got there in the first place, which is, you see your swing low there, your swing high there, and your swing high there, and now you are back with another swing high. So, and that is where you have a peak formation from the way D1 looks, and from the way 4 hour looks. it is the same spot again. See right there. So this is not a coincidence why price is there and price is on level 3. It is not a coincidence why it is there. But if we look at it from the D1, which is, it's not really clear because this pair always buys all the time anyways, you can see the breaks of lows there while the market is going down. But these are not that clear on this pair. On other pairs, it becomes really clear, but on this one, it's not clear. But on 4 hour, you can clearly see your lows being broken there, showing that the market was on a sell. But immediately when it gets here, it starts to print out new lows, all right? And we are yet to see what the market will do to that high there. So which is, I'm expecting a sell. So keep it on your watch list and see what happens. I'm keen to have a bounce on MBL if possible. And if the market is to further go up a little bit, I would expect him. Let me get this box out. If the market decides to push further up, I will expect him to push somewhere there, up to that part there. That's how far I will let him go up, and then I'll start to look for sales. Like it's more like an extension, and then the market forms an M and then start to drop. So that's how far I expect him. And I expect him to drop as low as the 200 EMA. And then we'll start to recalculate from there whether the market wants to continue to buy or not. All right. Thank you very much, guys. I think we've had a very long meeting, but
I want to
that's
say a
good.
very big thank you to you for
That's good.
for this hour. God will
Yeah.
continue to give you a pouring of wisdom. And greetings to your beautiful, lovely madam
Wife, yeah.
and
No
your
worries.
handsome boy.
Mm.
Coach,
So yeah, yes.
how are you,
Talk to
Coach?
me. I'm good. Talk to me.
Yeah, Coach, my request in Discord hasn't yet been answered. Please, Coach, I'm waiting on that. I have a small break before I go back to academics. So I want to capitalize on that.
You sent me on inbox?
Yes, on inbox, on Discord. Let me.
All right. I'll check it out. Just resend again, and I'll check it out.
Thank you. I'm resending right away.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. No worries.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah. So
thank you so very much for today's program.
No worries, guys. That is it. Let's go and enjoy, wait for the market. And if you feel like you still have another pair that you want me to talk about, you know, I don't know everything, that I'll assure you, but I'll share as much knowledge as I have on what I think. So if you feel like you've got a pair that you don't
No,
understand,
Coach, right
please
now
just
on that gold, we should just go and wait for a reset to give us the last level on daily.
So just give me a shout out on Discord. I'll be fully available today and tomorrow. Monday, Tuesday, I'll be very much available, and I'll answer whatever question that you guys have. Then from Wednesday going through to next week, I'll be available here and there, just like I was on the previous week. So we'll have our meetings fortnightly, but even if we stretch them 2 hours, I don't mind, to try and catch up and make sure everyone understands. And I'll also say, if I've got time, I'll record more YouTube videos, because they do help sometimes, you know, for you guys to watch it your own time, and see what really is going on, you know. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. Hopefully you all enjoy yourself, go and sleep and have fun. All right.
Thank you, boss.
All right, cheers.
We continue from here. This is me. This is my own time.
No worries. Yeah, I know for you. You're no longer sleeping anymore.
Yeah, coach, please check your inbox.
All right, cool. I'll check it.